remarkable today because it's moving so incredibly fast. The National Weather Service just sent out a notice that they have looked at the wind profiler information that we have. Anyway, it's moving at about 200 miles an hour. That's how fast that jet is moving. And so if you were to get on a plane right now and fly from, let's say, Houston to New York City or something, there would be a 200 mile per hour basically tailwind behind you, pushing you the whole way. So that would save a lot of money on jet fuel and would get you where you're going a lot faster. Now, with this in mind too, there may actually be a couple of blips on the radar at times, especially heading into overnight tonight. There's a chance we could see a couple of light sprinkles along the coastline, maybe one or two inland. It doesn't look like it's going to be a big deal. So definitely a cool day and a cool evening as we head into the overnight hours. Expected to be chilly again, with evening temperatures falling into the 50s after sunset. And then other than an isolated coastal drizzle, it should just be partly to mostly cloudy. Low temperatures in the 40s in most locations again tonight. It's probably not going to be as cold as we were this morning, but we do have colder air that is on the way that will arrive later on this week. Right now the breeze is picking up. Of course, it's not 200 miles an hour like it is the jet stream, but it's coming in from the east right now, about 12 to 14 miles per hour. In Houston, roughly the same down along the coastline for Galveston, where you'll feel a bit more humidity out there with that breeze blowing in off of the Gulf of Mexico. And most other spots are a little bit on the windy side. Temperatures are in the 50s. Couple spots are still hanging in there in the 40s. 49 right now for Huntsville and for Conroe, 52 both airports in Houston, 55 Galveston. So really, regardless of where you are, it is still pretty brisk out there right now, and we're probably not going to get out of the 50s in most locations for the day today, especially with the breeze and the cloud cover that we have. The zeros popping up here indicate that right now we're actually the same temperature that we were yesterday. Now, yesterday's highs only made it to the middle 50s in a lot of locations, I think 56 in Houston. And so we're kind of on that pace again today. Temperatures are pretty close to where they were. All right, travel weather. This is not for today, but travel weather tomorrow. You might have family in town. You might be heading out of town to enjoy the rest of the holiday break with the kids and all of that good stuff. Well, if you're traveling westbound to Austin, everything looks fine there. It is going to be cool, but not as chilly as today. About 63 there. Down to the valley, about 73 in Brownsville, 52 for a high in Dallas. Watch for a few light showers possible around New Orleans at 62. 60s and 70s across Florida. By the way, there were a lot of delays this morning in Atlanta. They should be nice and dry for tomorrow. Travel delays, though, for the northeast. So we're going to see the winds and the rain start to pick up around places like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and then heading toward New York City and Boston. So that could certainly spell trouble for air travel tomorrow. Still holding onto this area of low pressure. That's the one that brought the blizzard conditions to the Central Plains today. Still going to be bringing some blowing snow across parts of Missouri. And then out in the western U.S., another round of rain headed toward an area from San Francisco up to Seattle. But most of the western and southwestern United States actually looking pretty good for tomorrow, about 65 in Phoenix. All right, what about temperatures as we head into the new year? Well, here we go. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from New Year's Day, taking us through that whole first week of the new year. And what you're seeing here is that most likely we'll have slightly above average or milder conditions for much of the western U.S. and the far northern part of the plains. Not really all that noteworthy, though, other than the fact that there isn't going to be any Arctic air in place. And then below average temperatures in Florida. Where you see the gray here across the rest of the area, including Houston, that means that the odds are will be near normal, which means that we're probably looking for high temperatures in the low 60s and low temperatures in the low 40s, because remember, normal is pretty chilly this time of the year. So that's what we're looking at. Taking a look ahead at New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Here's what we've got for you right now. Slight chance for a few showers around New Year's about midnight. High temperature on Sunday about 67, should be dropping down into the 50s, probably low 50s around midnight. And then looking at the first day of the new year, right now about a 20% rain chance. So far the models are showing it being pretty light, with high temperatures a little cooler at about 60 degrees. All right, temps around the state of Texas right now are definitely brisk. I mean, it feels like the end of December. Lots of 40s and 50s. Amarillo's at 35 right now. High temperatures today, mostly in the 50s, some spots into the 60s. We'll make it up to 59 with luck. but just about most locations here will be topping out in the middle and upper 50s through the day today. Lows tonight, we stay above freezing, about 41, maybe even slightly warmer here with cloud cover. About 36 in Dallas, sub-freezing for Midland, Odessa, out west El Paso, and up in the Panhandle. Most locations getting down to about 29, 30 degrees or so. High temperatures tomorrow looking a little milder. So today we're looking at maybe 57, 59 or so for high temperatures. Tomorrow probably middle 60s. So that'll feel, I think, pretty nice. But then we do have more cool air coming in as the sky dries out a little bit, or the sky clears out a little bit. I think we will have some cooler nights coming up for later on this week. Actually, colder nights coming up. Here's a look at the cloud cover that's in place across the area. It's not overcast necessarily, but it's just not allowing that much of the sunshine in to warm us up very quickly. Everything's just overcast over the Gulf of Mexico right now with that really strong jet stream that I mentioned to you that's stretching from the Texas coastline all the way across to parts of the southeast, and that's the one that's going to feed in to that rainy weather heading to the northeast, which is probably going to be a travel headache for tomorrow. So here's our future cast. We'll call it bright high clouds. Once we reach the middle part of the day and heading into the early afternoon, the clouds will be blocking the sun a bit, but there will be some areas with that sort of thin cloud cover that just is sort of that bright white in the sky. So that's what I expect for the day today. Rain chances really are minimal. There is a very slight chance that we get in on a couple of quick drizzles near the coastline overnight, but that's not even a huge chance. It will be chilly again tonight, but not quite as cold. Now tomorrow we start to feel a little bit milder. Should be a really nice looking Wednesday here with high temperatures topping out in the 60s, anywhere between about 62 and 66, somewhere in that range for tomorrow. Overnight low temperatures here in the 40s for tonight. And then look at this. This is what we really need to keep an eye on. Wednesday night into Thursday, Thursday night into Friday, and then again Friday night into Saturday. That's when we expect these low temperatures to be dropping down into the 30s. So you may want to cover some of your sensitive plants. Make sure the pets are inside. The pipes will be just fine, so don't worry about that. Use space heater safety. Make sure that you don't have space heaters near anything that could light on fire. A lot of times it's things like curtains, blankets, things like that that can light on fire. Don't leave kids unattended around space heaters because we do have several cold nights ahead. Now, these are the Houston area forecast low temperatures. Outside of Houston, Montgomery County, Waller County, up to Walker County, maybe even Liberty. These are the spots that tend to get a bit colder with those low temperatures probably getting down to about 30 degrees. That's coming up again Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. So be prepared for that. I hope that you'll join us for Fox 26 News at noon, myself and the great Delon Dillard.